Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. Sorry, I'm just a little in disguise right now to hide from the paparazzi, given that I'm famous, evidently. Welcome to my channel. 100 views. Wow! We up, okay? I used to have this like running joke in my video. It was even in my last video where I was like, what did you guys think of Lauren? And by you guys, I mean my mom, myself, because that's who I felt I was always speaking to, right? I wasn't ever really speaking to anybody real. I've been at a consistent single digits. And I've been happy for the single digits, even though half of them are myself and my loved ones. You know, I was pleased, right? Like every time I get like 4 or 5, like we're really doing something. And so to go from that to 180 something, you know, like who even is she? Who is she? Who is she? Okay. So thrilled, so happy. You know, that's really fun. That's really cool. I've been geeking out and sharing with all the people in my life. Like, oh my God, look at this. So thanks guys for tuning in. I'm back with another book review. Just giving give the people what they want. Before starting my book review, of course, I'm going to give you a little ring cam. I got the natural nails right now. Okay. We're just building back our nail strength. If you know, you know, but this one is from Columbus, Ohio. This one is from Chicago. I think I had this one in my last one. This one is from London. This one is from my love. It's my birthday ring. It's my birthstone. Opal gang. This one is from Austin, Texas. This one is from, I want to say Thailand because I always mix it up. I always want to say Vietnam, and so it's the opposite of what I want to say. So Thailand, also for my love, when he went on a trip there and got me a ring because he knows I'm a ring girly. This one is from Arizona. I think I had this one last time. And then we all know about the voodoo ring, okay? Here with another book review. It's actually really hot, so I'm gonna take this off. Just wanted to show you how famous I was. Shark Heart. If I was like editing these videos like I was doing before, I would edit applause as I was doing this, like, wow, you know. Oh, also, sorry. Here is just to show you all, I am not new to this. I am quite true to this. Here is Miss Octavia Estelle Butler in her glory. I have a nice framed picture of her. And here are some dying flowers. And I also have some, what is that? I also have some pictures, too, of other folks. If you know, you know. Oh, I can't zoom. But Michaela Cole, Josephine Baker, there's Prince up there. And then if you know what that is, go ahead and drop it in the comment. And this time, I'm not just talking to my mom. Okay, Shark Heart, because I do have to catch a train to New York City soon. This was the book of the year for me. This is one of the best books I've actually read in my entire life. Like I put it up there with my greats, right? Some of my greats are Kindred, of course, by Octavia, Americana. There's one book called Homeless Bird that's like seared in my mind. I read it in 3rd grade. I have it on my shelf actually. Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead is another great of mine. Twilight, okay, because it is what it is, you know what I mean? That's a core memory for me, the Twilight series. And this book, Shark Heart, A Love Story by Emily Habeck, this was her debut novel, which is, you know, it's just really astounding to me, right? That this could be your first foray into authorship and writing a novel, this wondrous piece of work. Was one of the best books I've read for a long time, but definitely of 2025. I think I read it in 2025. It was so good. I couldn't stop talking about it to everybody, including at the time I was teaching, and I would talk about it with my students. Like, hey guys, I'm reading this book. It's going crazy. You know, not for you though, but like for me, I mean, for an adult, this is a pretty incredible read, and it's so good. It's fantasy, it's love, it's grief, it's like storytelling. And I remember I had one little girl, she was such a reader, and she was like, Miss A, like, can I read the book? I said, probably not, right? This is an adult book. This is not, I taught sixth grade English, middle school. This is not for the little ones. Although I will say the little ones or the younger ones, also, they are out there and they're reading, and they are reading some pretty, let me show you what they put me on. Let me show you. This is my sixth grade girlies. They put me on this book series. And when I tell you, again, I was reading like I was in sixth grade myself, right here. The selection. Whew. Maxon, America. I said, girls, I think this is a little more mature, right? It gets spicy. But they were loving it and they ate it up. So I had a student and she was like, Miss A, like, can I read Shark Heart? I said, I don't know. Ask your parents. If your parent says yes, then I'll let you borrow my copy. And lo and behold, the parent was like, let her read. Let her read. Let her read Shark Heart. And she did. And she loved it. So I'm going to start off with my review. This time I'm going to actually show you guys like my little spreadsheet, okay? It's quite serious over here with our books. So I have my columns divided up into my sections. Can you see that? Title, author, is it backwards? I don't know. Title, author, genre, date, rating, and review. So I'm just going to start with reading off my review. Shark Heart, Emily Habeck. Romantasy. That's the column that I put it in. It might just be straight fantasy though. I read this book in 9 days. February 8th, 2020. Oh, 2024. I read this. This is the best book of 2024 for me, not 2025. February 8th to February 17th. The rating was a straight 10. Tens across the board. Tens across the board. And here's my review. A book of wonder, a book of grief, a book of heartbreak. Shark Heart is one of the best books I've ever read. Very few times does one read a work so visceral that it tugs directly on the strings of your heart. It feels really special to come across such a work again in life. I sit here with tears in my eyes and a heaviness in my chest, wishing differently for Lewis and Ren. Why am I about to cry? Why am I about to cry again? But also knowing that their story is exactly as it was meant to be. I cried for my mother, and I cried for so many who have lost those that they loved too early, much too early, far too soon. However, I know to love someone so deeply, so limitlessly, even if finite, is life's truest and most profound experience. What a masterful work. P.S. I kept waiting for him to not turn into a shark. And then he did. Shark Heart! Shark Heart. This is a book about a man, you know, if you don't already know, it's a book review, so I'm going to spoil parts of the book. This is a book about a man who turns into a shark, and stay with me. Hold on, okay? I know it sounds a little crazy, but like, stay with me. Even if you don't like fantasy, even if you don't like romance, I really think you should give this book a try because she is able to do both so... The word isn't like skillfully and masterfully because it is all those things, but in a way that is not off-putting for those who don't like that genre. She's able to do it. The word that comes to mind is like so normally. This is a world where people get diagnoses like cancer, like, you know, the flu, like turning into an animal such as a shark. And that's just the book. That's the world, right? That's the world that Emily has built. This is a book about people who turn into animals. And so you don't even really get time to wrap your head around like people are